Hi friends, welcome to a 35-minute level 1 flow to open up your hips. So today we'll get started in Child's Pose. For Child's Pose, touch your big toes together toward the back of your mat. Widen your knees out to the width of your space. Sink your hips down to your heels. Rest your forehead down on your mat. You can extend your arms out in front of you for some opening through your shoulders. Begin to bring your attention to your breath. Wherever you're at in your round of breath, take a nice deep exhale out. Now draw in a deep breath through your nose, fill up your belly, fill up your chest. Then a nice loud exhale out. Take another deep breath in just like this. In through your nose, feel your belly press against your thighs. This time seal your lips at the top and exhale back out your nose. Continue breathing here like this, in and out through your nose. With every exhale, creating an oceanic sound at the back of your throat. On your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop position, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your gaze to the wall in front of you. Exhale, cat pose, curl your spine up to the ceiling, gaze between your thighs. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, expand through your collarbones. Exhale, cat pose, press the ground away and arch your spine up. Return to a neutral tabletop, flatten out your spine, gaze between your palms. Tuck your toes under behind you and exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back and take a moment to settle into this position. You can bend into one knee, bend into the next. Bring your attention to your hands, press your palms down and forward, and as you press your palms down, lift your tailbone up. Feel this length throughout your spine and then maintain that length. Spiral your triceps to the wall behind you. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, Ragdoll Pose. Step your feet behind your wrists at about hip-width distance. Drape your torso over your thighs. Let your head hang heavy. Option to grab for opposite elbows. Sway side to side. Nod your head yes. Just let everything hang heavy. Now drop your left palm down to the ground, and on an inhale, extend your right arm up toward the ceiling, bending into your left knee. Take one more breath in, then exhale, drop your right palm to the middle of your space. On a deep inhale, extend your left arm up toward the ceiling, feeling this nice twist throughout your spine, bending into your right leg. And drop your left palm back down to the ground. Toe heel your feet together to touch, leaving just a sliver of space between your heels. On a nice slow inhale, roll all the way up to stand, stacking one vertebrae on top of the next. Then extend your arms up overhead, clasp your fingers together, interlace all of your hands, then release your pointer finger and thumb. Take a breath in. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. Point your fingers to the right side of your space and bump your hips to the left. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, side body stretch to the left, press your hips to the right, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Samastitihi, standing at attention, drop your hands together at your heart. Take a nice deep breath in here. Cleansing breath out. Drop your arms down to your sides, shine your palms forward. Inhale, mountain pose. Extend your arms up overhead. Firmly root down through all corners of your feet, then pull your kneecaps up to engage your quads. Take one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold, dive down through heart center, hinging from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or up on your thighs and flatten your spine. Take another breath in. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your feet back. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your heels over your toes. Now inhale, hinge forward 2 inches. Exhale, low plank. Option here to lower down to your knees as I'm demoing here. Just keep your elbows pinned in toward your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your feet and shine your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, look forward to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, samastitihi, hands together at your heart. Send your arms down to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, extend up. Exhale, forward fold, splice down through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank. You can take this on your knees or keep your knees lifted. Inhale, upward facing dog, straighten through your arms, press your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, engage your core to lift your hips up and back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down to the ground. Inhale, mountain pose, extend your arms up. Exhale, samastitihi, drop your hands together at your heart. Drop your hands down. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga dandasana. Always option to take these on your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet, pull your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Inhale, look forward to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine, flatten out. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low and then reach your arms overhead. Breathe here for a moment. Shift your weight back slightly into your heels and tuck your tailbone to take the curve out of your low spine. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank. Step your feet back. Option to drop down to your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog, straighten your arms, press your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Inhale, kick your right heel high, flex your right toes down to the ground, and even the weight between your palms. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your right knee and open up your hip. Send your right ankle toward your left glutes. Inhale, three-legged dog, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your palms. Ground down through your left hand. Inhale, easy twist, extend your right arm up toward the ceiling. Magnetize your thighs toward one another and lift up high on your back foot. Take one more breath in. Exhale, low lunge, plant your right palm. Spiral your back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Extend your arms up overhead and breathe here. So bend into your right knee, then straighten through your left leg and press your left foot down into the ground as hard as you can. You can drop your hands down to your hips to physically square your hips forward. Take one more breath in. Exhale, warrior two, readjust your stance. Continue to bend into your right knee and gaze over your top hand. Inhale, reverse warrior. Extend your right arm up and back. Maintain the bend in your right knee. Feel the stretch along your side body. Take a breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down to the ground. Step your right leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips back. Inhale, kick your left heel high. Again, flex your left toes down to the ground and square your hips to your mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your left knee, open up your hip, so draw your left heel over to the right side of your body. Inhale, extend your left heel high behind you. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot between your hands. Now press your right palm down into the ground. Inhale, easy twist, extend your left arm up toward the ceiling, and squeezing your inner thighs together, press down hard through your left heel. One more breath in. Exhale, plant your left palm on the ground. Spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one. Hinge your torso up, arms overhead. Breathe here. Lunge into your left knee and straighten through your right leg. Option to drop your hands down to your hips and square your hips forward. Continue to press really hard down into your back foot. Take one more breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Readjust your stance. Gaze over your top hand. Find front heel to back arch alignment in your feet. And then stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Inhale, reverse warrior. Extend your left arm up and back. Little to no weight in your back hand and maintain the bend in your left knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, high to low plank. Windmill your arms down to the ground. Step your left leg back and flow through whichever variation of Chaturanga Dandasana you choose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. We'll flow through this sun B twice more, linking breath to movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend down. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low. Reach your arms to frame your face. Exhale, forward fold. Dive back down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, high to low plank, always the option to skip these if you choose. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, bend your right knee, open your hip. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your palms. Ground down through your left hand. Inhale, easy twist. Extend your right arm to the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your right palm. Inhale, warrior one. Spiral your back foot down and extend your arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Readjust your stance. Gaze over your top hand. Inhale, reverse warrior. Extend your right arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down. Step your right foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog, straighten through your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips. Inhale, kick your left heel high. Exhale, bend your left knee, open up your hip. Inhale, three-legged dog, left heel up. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your hands. Ground down through your right hand. Inhale, easy twist, reach your left arm toward the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge, plant your left hand. Inhale, warrior one, arms up overhead. Exhale, warrior two, readjust your stance. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your left arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your hands down to the ground, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips nice and low, squeeze your thighs together. Exhale, forward fold, dive back down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, bend your right knee, open your hip. Inhale, right heel high. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your hands, press your left palm down. Inhale, easy twist, right arm up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your right hand. Inhale, warrior one, spiral your back foot down. Exhale, warrior two, open your hips. Inhale, reverse warrior, high five the back wall with your top hand. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, press your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips back. Inhale, kick your left heel high. Exhale, bend your left knee, open your hip. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot between your hands and press your right palm down. Inhale, easy twist, extend your left arm toward the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge, plant your left palm. Inhale, warrior one, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, warrior two, gaze over your top hand. Inhale, reverse warrior, maintain the bend in your front knee. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Take a nice deep breath in and deep breath out. We'll flow through once more, adding on a little bit, so listen for little changes here and there. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips nice and low. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutralize your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, bend your right knee, open your hip. Inhale, extend your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your palms, drop your left hand to the ground. Inhale, easy twist, extend your right arm up. Listen for a change. Exhale, horizon lunge. Roll to the outer edges of both feet as you see here, opening up through your right hip. Now inhale, easy twist. Exhale, low lunge, plant your right palm. Inhale, warrior one, spiral your back foot down, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two, gaze over your right hand. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your right arm up and back. Listen for a change. Exhale, extended side angle. Hinge your torso forward and then down. Option to press your arm on the inside of your right thigh and press your hip open a little bit, or option to place your right forearm on your front thigh. Continue to press down to the knife edge of your back foot to keep that back leg engaged. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your torso up then back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, press your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, kick your left heel high. Exhale, bend your knee, open up your hip. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot between your hands and press your right palm down. Inhale, easy twist, extend your left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, horizon lunge, roll to the outer edges of both feet here. Now lift your hips up a little bit to accentuate this stretch in your outer hip. Inhale, easy twist, left arm up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your left palm. Inhale, warrior one, press your back foot down, lift your arms up. Exhale, warrior two, open up your hips, gaze over your top hand. Inhale, reverse warrior, high five the back wall with your left hand. Exhale, extended side angle, hinge your torso forward and then down. Option to place your left forearm on your front thigh. Engage your side bodies, so your oblique muscles and your abs. So lift your torso off of your front thigh as much as you can. Inhale, reverse warrior, extend your left arm up then back. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your hands down, step your left foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Drop down to your knees here. Press your toes together, widen your knees out to the width of your mat. Sink your hips to your heels for child's pose. Completely normal for your heart rate to be a little elevated right now, so take a few deep breaths in child's pose to re-regulate your breath. Drawing in deep breaths through your nose, and then matching that length of time for your exhales. Inhale, rise up to a tabletop position, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your hands. Spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one, hinge your torso up, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two, readjust your stance. From here, inhale, star pose. Create an X shape with your body, heels in, toes out. Now bring your arms out to a T. Pivot your toes so they're facing in front of you. Take a breath in. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Dropping your head toward the ground. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Option to grab for opposite calves or ankles. Option to place your palms on the ground, dropping your head toward the earth. The wider you walk your feet, the easier it will be to get your head a little closer down toward the earth. So let this stretch feel good in your hamstrings. Now inhale, halfway lift, tense your fingers and flatten out your spine. Begin to crawl your palms forward to frame your front foot and drop your back knee down to the ground. From here, toe heel your right foot out to the right side of your mat for runner's lunge. So both palms are on the inside of your right foot right now. From here, settle into this stretch as you choose. If you want some more hip opening, roll over onto the right edge of your foot for a moment. If it's accessible in your body, you can drop down to your forearms as I'm demoing here. If not, you can stay up on your palms. If you're on your forearms, press back up onto your palms. Lift your back knee up off of the ground. Now from here, step your right leg back for downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, kick your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot between your hands and spiral your back foot down to the ground. Inhale, warrior one. Extend your arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Readjust your stance. Inhale, star pose. Heels in, toes out. Create this X shape with your body again. Now extend your arms out to a T. Pivot your feet so they're parallel with the short ends of your mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to the ground. Now on this side, you can take whatever arm variation you'd like. Option for an open arm chest expansion. For that option, you'll interlace your hands at the small of your back and then pull your wrists toward one another and send your arms toward the wall in front of you. Option to drop that chest expansion at any time. Let your hands back down on the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Parallel your spine with the floor. Exhale, low lunge. Crawl your palms forward. Drop your right knee down to the ground and toe heel your left leg out to the left edge of your mat. So both hands are on the inside of your left foot for runner's lunge. Take another moment to sink into this stretch as you choose. You can roll over onto the knife edge of your left leg. You can drop down to your forearms or stay up on your palms. Whatever you choose, continue to be conscious of your breath. Can you lengthen your inhales and lengthen your exhales? If you're down on your forearms, press back up onto your palms. Lift your right knee up off of the ground. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left leg to the back of your mat and lift your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, reach your arms overhead. Now exhale, eagle on the right. Draw your right arm underneath your left, either going for the bear hug, grabbing for opposite shoulders, or for the bind in your arms, pressing your palms together. Now lift your right leg up and over your left leg. Option to kickstand your right toes on the ground for more balance, or go for the bind, wrapping your right leg around your left. Wherever you're at, compress your thighs together as tight as you can. Squeeze your core in nice and tight and flatten your spine. Now inhale, release from the pose. Reach your arms up overhead for mountain. Exhale, Samastitihi. Drop your hands together at your heart. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, arms up. Exhale, eagle on the left. Draw your left arm underneath your right. Option to go for the bear hug, grabbing for opposite shoulders, or pressing your palms together for the bind in your arms. Now lift your left leg up and over your right leg, keeping your hips nice and low. Continue to squeeze your thighs together and lift your elbows up in line with your shoulders. If you have the bind in your arms, press your palms forward to expand through your shoulder blades behind you. slowly unravel from the pose. Inhale, mountain pose. Extend your arms overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands together at your heart. Ground down through your left foot now. And inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your right knee in line with your right hip and flex your right toes up toward your face. Nice balance challenge here. Exhale, figure 4. Connect your right ankle over your left thigh and sit your hips back. Continue to flex your right foot in front of you and drop your hands at your heart center. This super deep opening through your right hip here. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, Samastitihi, drop your hands at your heart. Now ground down through your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain on the left side. Lift your left knee in line with your hip and flex your left toes up toward the ceiling. Exhale, figure 4. Draw your left ankle over your right thigh and sit your hips low, dropping your hands to your heart. Press your weight back into your right heel as much as you can. Keep your hips nice and low. Feel this nice opening through your left hip. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Extend your left knee back up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Drop your foot and your hands to your heart. Inhale, mountain pose. Extend your arms toward the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Ride your breath down. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. These are always optional. You can skip it if you want. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips back. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank and then lower all the way down to your belly, nice and slow. Untuck your toes and press the tops of your feet down into the ground and cricket your elbows up to the ceiling. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift your chest up and continue to press the tops of your feet down into the ground. Take one more breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. Now press yourself up to your knees and then switch over onto your back. So come over onto your butt, recline all the way down to your back. Press the soles of your feet down into the ground as close to your glutes as possible. Extend your arms down to your sides and press your palms on the ground so your fingertips graze your heels. Inhale, bridge pose. Lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Continue to press weight as much as you can down into your feet. Inhale, lift your hips up just a little bit higher. And exhale, lower your hips down to the ground. We'll take broken bridge here. So walk your feet out toward the edges of your mat, toes pointing inward, heels out, and then knock your knees together. Press your low back down to the ground. Option to place your hands down by your sides or one hand over your heart, one over your belly. Grab for behind your thighs now. Rock under the length of your spine a couple times, however many times feels good, and then roll all the way up to a nice tall seat with your legs extended out in front of you. Flex your toes up toward the ceiling, find length in your spine. Exhale, seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana, hinge forward, and grab for whatever's accessible. It doesn't have to be your feet, it can be your shins, maybe your toes, whatever you can get. So make sure that hinge comes from your hips. Continue to breathe deeply here. Deep breaths in and out through your nose. Inhale, rise back up. We'll take half Lord of the Fishes here. Take your left leg, bend it over. So take your left foot over to your right hip. Then take your right leg over your left. Place the sole of your right foot on the ground. Option to extend your left leg long if this is uncomfortable. Now take your left arm and drop your left arm on the outer side of your right thigh. So this is a bit of a twist in your spine here. So you can tense your fingers on the ground behind you, your right fingers on the ground behind you, and gaze toward the back wall. Releasing from the pose and switching out our sides, take your right foot, draw your right foot underneath your left leg so your right foot comes over toward your left hip. Then take your left leg, place the sole of your left foot on the outside of your right leg. Option to extend your right leg straight if that feels more comfortable in your body. Now inhale, extend your right arm up toward the ceiling and draw your right arm to the outer side of your left thigh. Feeling this twist from your belly button up. You can press your arm into your left thigh to accentuate this twist. Every exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit deeper. Now releasing from the pose. Recline all the way down to your back. Lift your right ankle over your left thigh for a little supine figure 4. Last little bit of hip opening here. You can keep your left foot on the ground if you want. If you want a little bit more, grab for behind your left thigh and pull your legs closer toward your chest. Maybe you even use your right arm to press your hip open just a little bit more. Drop your foot back down to the ground if it's not already there. Switch out your sides. Press the sole of your right foot into the ground. Put your left heel, your left ankle up and over your right thigh. Option to keep your right foot on the ground and your hands by your sides. Also option to interlace your hands behind your right leg and pull your legs closer toward yourself for a deeper stretch and opening through your left hip. Keep both shoulder blades planted on the ground, relaxing your upper body. Drop your feet back down to the ground, releasing from the posture. Pull your knees in toward your chest, gently rock from side to side, ever so slightly, massaging your low back down into the ground. Stamp the soles of your feet on the ceiling and then take your hands to the outer parts of your feet and pull your knees down toward your side bodies for happy baby. If your tailbone is coming super high off the ground, grab for behind your thighs instead and press your low back down. Let this pose feel good. Maybe you gently rock from side to side to massage your low back a little bit more. Now draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Roll up into one tiny little ball. Lift your forehead to your knees. Squeeze everything together. Take one more breath in. Exhale. Final Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. Let your body take whatever shape it desires. You can let your feet splay out wide. Take a little body scan. Relax any tension from your toes, the bottoms of your feet. Bringing your attention up your legs. Relax your legs. Release the tension you're holding in your hips. Relax your abs. Release your shoulders down away from your ears. Let your shoulder blades melt into the earth. Place your hands wherever's comfortable. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And relax all the muscles in your forehead. Just enjoy a couple minutes of rest here. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you'd like to be guided out, begin to bring small movements to your fingers and your toes. Roll out your ankles, your wrists. Take a nice long body stretch, extend your arms overhead, point your toes. Draw your knees up toward your chest, then rock onto whichever side favors you, using your bicep as a pillow for Fetal Pose. Press yourself up to a nice tall seat. Lengthen your spine, press your palms together at your heart. Take a nice deep full breath in, fill up your belly, fill up your chest, then hold your breath in at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh your air out. Lift your thumbs to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows on your forehead. The light in me honors the light in you. Bow forward. Namaste.